What's up, YouTube? Today I'll be teaching y'all how to change a light switch. I keep everything DIY friendly and very simple. I won't go into big words and use crazy terminology that may confuse you, because the last thing I want to do is confuse you. I want to show you how to get it done and get it done right. And this is a very quick tutorial, but it's safe. Alright, the first thing that you'll need is a pair of needle nose pliers. These will help you get the wiring loose from the old light switch. The next thing that you'll need is a flathead screwdriver. That'll help you get the screws out of the faceplate. The next thing that you'll need is a Phillips head screwdriver. That'll help you get the screws off the light switch. This is a voltage detector. This is gonna keep you from getting shocked. And this is a pair of rubber gloves. I encourage you to use a pair of these. Alright, so whether you have a voltage detector or not, I still want you to go to your breaker box so you can make sure that you cut off all of the power that's going to the switch that you plan on replacing. And when you open your breaker box, you'll see a diagram letting you know which breaker goes to each room. Every breaker box doesn't have a diagram, so you may have to freestyle and you may have to just cut a few switches off until you figure it out. Okay, and luckily for me, I had a diagram inside of this breaker box, so I know that the one that I need is number 18. So I'll go to number 18 and I'll cut that off by turning it to the right. Boom. And like I said, if you don't have a diagram inside of your breaker box, then you may have to just go through the numbers and freestyle. One or two things that happen: you'll immediately get the right breaker switch, or you'll just have to keep going until you see it go off. Okay, cool. So the next thing you need to do is grab your flathead screwdriver and turn both of these faceplate screws to the left. Hey, look, if you don't have a diagram inside of your breaker and you couldn't identify exactly what room it is, the best thing for you to probably do is to do this in the daytime and just cut all of the breakers off just to be safe. And once you have all of the breakers off in the breaker box, I can assure you that all of the power going to that switch will be off. And if you don't want to take my word for it, then use your voltage detector and point it at all of the screws inside of the switch. Okay, cool. So the next thing you want to do is grab your Phillips head screwdriver so you can unscrew these two screws right here and you can loosen the light switch. Hey, y'all came this far in the video, so that means I must have been doing something right. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment and let me know your opinion, your feelings about the video and everything, and I can give you some more helpful advice in the comment section too. I'm naturally a helpful person, so I found this as a way that I can, give back and help people save money and save time. Okay, so you got that right. The next thing I want you to do is grab your voltage detector. These voltage detectors are fairly cheap, usually under $20 at the Home Depot. It's usually a button on these voltage detectors. You just cut it on and it'll usually turn green. Once you turn it on and it turns green, you'll point it at the screws. If you point this voltage detector at a screw and the screw turn red, it start beeping and it start making a sound, then you know you getting power to the light switch. And now that means danger, so you want to stop immediately. Alright, so I see y'all catching on. So now that you got the switch out of the wall, you'll notice that it's two wires on the side of this switch, and it's also two screws on the side of this switch. One is usually black, one is usually white. Sometimes they'll be both black. On the opposite side, you'll notice two screws and two wires as well. Pull out your phone and take a picture of both sides of the switch so you can memorize exactly how the wires look on both sides. Okay, so you're a fast learner. So the next thing I want you to do is grab your Phillips head screwdriver and I want you to go ahead and start unscrewing both of these screws on the left side. You can start with the top, you can start with the bottom. That's your choice. Remember, tighty righty, lefty loosey. So to loosen these screws, you'll want to screw to the left. I had a random thought pop in my head the other day. I thought that a lot of times our imagination is a lot more terrifying than our reality, meaning that a lot of things are not as hard as we think they are. The next thing you want to do is grab your needle nose pliers so you can loosen the wires from the screws. Just like this. Just tighten it up and pull it back. And you don't have to be so heavy-handed with it, because even though these wires are made of copper, they will break on you. I promise they'll break and they'll snap, and you do not want that to happen. It won't be anything catastrophic, but you just don't want the inconvenience. Alright, so now you got the wire loose, so you go ahead and just lift it up a little bit and pull it back. And remember now, from when you first started, this wire was at the bottom, so I want you to pull it down and place it at the bottom. That'll make things easy for you so you can remember exactly which wire goes to which screw. And it's the same process with the other screw on the top. Use your needle nose pliers, just pull it back loosen it, and put that wire to the top so you don't forget it. Don't want to forget it. Okay, cool. Congratulations. You made it to the other side. And it's the same process. You got your needle nose pliers, but the first thing you want to do is go ahead and grab your filler's head so you can loosen the screw. So you can use your needle nose pliers to loosen up the wires that's going around the screw. Remember, tight to the right, left is loose. So we twisting to the left hand side. Just keep twisting that thing, keep twisting it. It really ain't that tight. And usually on these light switches, you'll always see a green screw. The green screw is always for the copper wire. This copper wire has no kind of covering that's red, white, or black. It's called the ground wire. That's real simple, so I tell you that the ground wire always goes over the green screw or under the green screw. So we'll move that copper wire up to the top because that was on the top of the switch. We're using the needle nose pliers to loosen the wire from around the screw that was on the bottom. Just like we did at the top and on the other side, y'all. Boom, it's loose. So let's pull it, and we're gonna pull it down. Making sure that we keep these two wires separated because sometimes they will move and you'll forget which direction that was in. This is your switch right here. Get used to it. Okay, cool, good job. You got the switch out of the wall. You got your wire separated, the top, the bottom, the top. Now this is your replacement switch. You're gonna install it the exact same way that you seen it in initially. Now, if you got a short memory, the pictures in your phone that I told you to take earlier will most definitely come in handy. All right, so I guess we're doing reverse engineering now, because now you putting the wires back on the screws, and you grabbing your needle nose pliers, and now instead of loosening it, you tighten the wire back around the screw. And once you tighten it, you're gonna use your Phillips head screwdriver and you're gonna tighten the screw to lock the wiring in place. So even once you install it and push it back into the opening in the wall, it won't come off. Boom, you got that in. Congratulations. Now grab the other wire, the one that you had on the top and you had pushed so you didn't forget it. Now put it back around. Grab the needle nose pliers and tighten it back around. Take your time too. You don't want that thing to clamp on your thumb. That's gonna hurt. You came too far to turn back now. Get that Phillips head and turn it to the right. Tighten that thing on up. Tighten that thing on up, baby. You got it. You got it. You did it right. Yup. Okay, so you're a natural. You made it to the other side once again. So remember, it's the same process. You got your wire at the top, you got your wire at the bottom. Remember the exact process. And if you don't remember, go to that trusted phone and go ahead and go to them pictures. Put the wire around the screw. It shouldn't take you this long. I got butterfingers. And lucky for me, this copper wire was kind of long, so I could easily get it around. I'm gonna grab my needle nose pliers and I'm gonna tighten the wire back around the screw. You probably couldn't see it, but you know what I'm doing. If you don't know what I'm doing by now, it's a problem. Okay, cool. Phillips head time. Screw it on in, tighten it up. You do not want it to move around. Get it on in now, boom, you got it. Same thing, y'all, same thing. Get the wire around that screw. Boom. It's like butter, ain't it? Get it on in now. Yup. So get the Phillips head again and turn it to the right. Don't turn it to the left because you don't want that screw to pop out on you now. Tighten it on up. Tighten it on up. This one was kind of fine with me. Now we're gonna screw it in. We're gonna screw it in to the right, as always, when we want it tight. Voila. You did it. You actually did it, but it's a little bit more to go, and we're gonna keep going. All right, now y'all, remember these two screws I told you about in the beginning? See, the only difference now is one of the screws popped out and fell on the floor, so now I gotta find it. But don't worry about that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Now, the screw has two holes. It's two holes behind the screws, and you want to line the screw up to the hole. And once you line that screw up to that hole, then you want to go ahead and screw it on in, turning it to the right. We're working on the top screw. Working on the top screw. And you don't have to screw it in completely tight because you want a little bit of wiggle room for when you put the screw in at the bottom. I found it, y'all. Don't worry about it. I got you. We ain't gonna let no screw stop the show. So place your screw back into the hole. I hope this don't happen to y'all, but if it do, you know what to do. Make sure you lined it up to the hole right behind it, and you turning it to the right. Try to keep the switch straight as you can because you want it to fit real good inside of the faceplate that's gonna go on top of it. See, I'm kind of adjusting it a little bit. I went back and I tightened the screws. Went back and tightened the screws. And that's it, y'all. That's it. But it's still a little bit more to go. Put the faceplate back on. Boom. It'll snap right back on top, y'all. It'll snap right back on top. But it won't stay, so keep a hand on it and hold it in place. Put the final two screws back in. These are the screws that you'll want to use your flathead with so you can tighten them on up. Grab this flathead, boom. Got it. Put that thing on there now and turn it to the right. And you don't have to try to tighten it real tight. I know y'all be going to the gym, but you don't have to put too much elbow grease into it. You not want to do that. Come on. I want to embarrass me in front of my viewers. All right. Keep twisting it to the right. Voila. Boom. Bam. Wham. Thank you, ma'am. You got it. And there you have it.